Welcome to the Light, Hope, and Healing podcast, where we discuss why you have stress, anxiety, pain, illness, and how to heal from it. I am your host, Tracy. My background is a healing coach, energy healer, spiritual mentor, intuitive, and channel. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's podcast. This week's topic is trauma. Some big, some small, are being brought to the surface and what you need to do with it. So this one's probably going to kind of be a two-part this week and next week's, because what happened is I came up with this topic and things were going really good for me, right? And then as I was working through it and doing really well, which is how we're going to talk about this one, deeper things were brought up like later. Okay, and so this one's going to be more about the big and the little, but things that we're kind of already working through. And then next week's going to be on the deeper level that need more work. Okay, so that being said, how do you see what is this trauma that you need to work on, right? It's going to come up and show itself to you by being triggered or being angry or being upset, which is all of those are being triggered, right? So this is just an example. And I was sitting in Starbucks one day in the line waiting, and something popped in my head from my childhood, and I just had to laugh. And I can't remember the exact thing, but it was something that I just had to laugh. I'm like, why is this coming up now? Because at the time, my feelings were hurt, right? But it was just some little something. And there's nothing that even triggered it. So that's the other thing. You don't necessarily need to be triggered. These thoughts are coming up just to see, okay, is it going to still trigger you? You know, is it something that's still there that you need to work on? And so that's been happening a lot to myself and my clients. These thoughts are coming up, and you're either going to get upset, angry, triggered, go really one extreme, or it's going to be the other where you look at it and go, oh, that's kind of funny that came up. And I went, it kind of bothered me for a second, and then I had to laugh, right? So that's one thing that I've noticed with myself and clients. So pay attention to your thoughts and where you're going, right? It's about living and paying attention to where your mind is going. And I know it seems like a daunting task, and it's not really, though. It just feels like it because it's making you do something different than you're used to. In order to heal and move forward in your life in the way you want to, you've got to start living purposely and paying attention to your thoughts and not just going around floating through your day, not making a conscious effort in it. That's how you heal. And I have to tell you guys, all that just kind of came in right now. Normally I get stuff ahead of time, but that just came in right now. It's about living consciously in the moment and on purpose so you can heal. So why is it important to not float throughout your day? Okay, this is another thing that just popped in. Because we're programmed. We've been programmed since birth from the TV, social media, schooling, religions. We've been programmed. Now it's time to take back our power and make the changes. So because we've been programmed, we don't know, or it's unconscious, all the things like that we just do. So if we're floating throughout our day, we're going back to those programs, and we need to break those programs. Okay, we need to break them so we can heal ourselves, heal our lives, and heal our families, right? If you're listening to this, you're the one that's going to help heal your family. Now, I did a video about generational curses, and you'll hear me struggle with that word for some reason in the video. And it's on YouTube, so go find it. It'll be one of the more recent ones. Generational curses, we're here to break them. And that's why we have to make these differences, right? We've got to start taking charge of our life and not just floating through the day like we have our whole lives. Because again, that's why we're where we're at is because of the program we've had, and it's time for us to break it. And like I said, how do we break it? Taking charge, living consciously every moment of every day. And I know, I said it before, it feels like a daunting task, but once you start it, it'll flow, and you'll start catching yourself when you're going into that programming stage. Because the more you do it, the more you see when you're out of it and how good you feel. Then you'll catch yourself getting out of it, falling out of the conscious part of yourself. Okay? All right. So I had a client that's part of the reason I'm doing this podcast today on the trauma, some big, some small, is she had to go hang out with her dad. And everything he had said to her that day was just irritating her. Now, none of it was like horrible or anything, but it was irritating her. And so that was showing her what we realized in the healing. That was showing her what she needed to work on still. Right? That was showing her what she needed to clear trauma-wise. And when I say trauma, it could be big trauma, it could be little trauma. Like it's still there affecting you. And that's why I say it's trauma, because it's something that's affecting you still. Now, what she noticed then is what she needed to work on, or that's what we realized once we sat down and talked about it, is that's the things she needed to work on that were coming up for her that was irritating her. It was being asked questions about herself. Like it took her back to feeling like she didn't have any privacy, meaning she felt that her dad was always in her business, right? And so that's what happened, is it showed her that she needed to work on that and let it go. And this ties into the generational curses, right? You see things in yourself that you don't want to pass on to your children also, right? So sometimes we're shown things to catch ourselves so we don't repeat the pattern, all right? So what also came to me when I was working with this client is we're being put in situations to show us what we still need to work on. So she was put in a situation with her dad that showed her things she still needed to work on. You know, when I talked about the generational curses, these are things that it's just passed down from parents to children, on and on and on down until it stopped. I feel, and I've seen it's being lessened with each generation now. I've seen it, where you have the great-grandparents, then down to the grandparents, and then down to the parents, and then down to the children. And I've seen it where each thing gets lesser and lesser and lesser. So it is working. It's helping what's going on in the world today because it's on purpose. There's a reason that we're breaking these generational curses, because we're moving into a different place now. And so it's slowly been, lessening each generation. But the people here now, it's time to really take charge and really break those generational curses, okay? So it is being shown, and it is getting less and less and less, but it's about paying attention. It's about learning your intuition. And when you get those things that come up to you, like I said in the line at Starbucks, when you get those like little thoughts or little like kind of a little dig in you, you pay attention to it. See, am I over it? Because then I laughed, right? So then I'm done a lot of work on it, right? So I was able to laugh. So then I know. And maybe it'll come up again, or maybe it won't. Most likely it won't. But if it does, it'll be even a less of a thing, right? So it's about paying attention to those thoughts that are coming up. It's about paying attention to what you're triggered with, like the dad. With the client, it's about saying, well, okay, why am I getting irritated? And then starting to understand why, and then working through that. Okay? So I hope this has helped you. Like I said, the next week's podcast is going to go into maybe more extreme things that need to be worked on or that are still there that aren't just little s, and talking about overcoming them. So that being said, if you like this podcast but you need more accountability, I have a membership group. We meet twice a week, or twice a month, and we do a Zoom call where I have topics or they ask questions. I ask you guys for the topics, and then on Mondays I do a message for the group, and on Wednesdays I send healing to what you posted you want healing sent to. And you have the people in the group going along with you, doing what you're doing, overcoming things just like you, and healing. So you have the support of all these people in there with you, plus I'm in there helping support you. All right, so everything is in the description to join. We'd love to have you in there. And so let's get ready now for the healing meditation. If you are driving or using heavy machinery, you need to stop listening to the podcast now, because we are going to be doing a healing meditation, and the energy is very powerful and can make you sleepy and lose concentration. Come back when you stop driving or using the heavy equipment and enjoy the healing meditation. All right, go ahead and close your eyes. I want you to imagine the violet flame below your feet. It's coming up and around and through your whole body. It's cleansing, clearing, and purifying everything. Any negative thoughts that come up, just put it in the violet flame. Any anger, stress, frustration, just put it in the violet flame. Anything you feel that has come from others, any anger, any arguments, any traffic incidences, just put that in the violet flame. That is not yours to deal with, that is theirs. And then finally, anything from the consciousness that you feel you may have picked up on, just put it in the violet flame to transmute. All right, now I want you to take a deep breath in, hold it, and then exhale. Take another deep breath in, hold it, and this time on the exhale, relax your body. One last deep breath in, hold it. On the exhale, release everything that's no longer serving you into that violet flame. Now I want you to imagine gold light coming down from God's source to the top of your energy. It gets to the top of your energy and it splits apart and goes all the way around to below your feet and then connects back. So you're in this bubble of gold light of protection from God's source. Now, again, I want you to imagine gold light coming down from God's source, whatever your belief is, into the top of your head. It goes all the way down to your heart. It fills up your heart with that gold light. You're going to open your heart up now, and you're going to send gold light to those that have harmed you. And it's okay, you're sending this gold light to heal the situation. You don't have to hang around the people, you don't have to be around them, you don't even have to talk to them. But you're healing the situation for you because it affects you and your health. So go ahead and send that gold light now to those that have harmed you. And be at peace with it, because like I said, you do not need to hang around them, talk to them, or anything like that. Just healing the situation for you. So send that gold light now to those that have harmed you. All right, when you feel that's done, send gold light to those you have harmed. And if you can't think of anybody, put the intention out there that it goes to those you have harmed, because we all have done it. We just might not even realize it. And you want to heal this for you and them. So send gold light now to those you have harmed. Now I want you to add sending gold light to all of your family, So go ahead and add sending the gold light to your family now. Now add sending gold light to everyone in your city. Now add sending gold light to everyone in your state. And now add sending gold light to everyone in your country. And now add sending gold light to everyone around the world. When you feel that's done, bring the gold light back into your heart. Take that gold light down your spine. It's going to split at your hips and go down both legs, out the bottom of your feet, down into Mother Earth. It's going to wrap around the crystals in Mother Earth and back up your feet, up your legs, connecting at your spine, all the way up your spine, out the top of your head, all the way up to God's source, and then back down into the top of your head again. So you're getting healing energy from God's source, Earth, the crystals, and I'll send healing energy that comes through me from God's source. So sit back and relax, and I will send it now. All right, I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in now. Hold it. And then exhale everything that came up in that healing that needs to be released into the violet flame that's around you. We're going to take that violet flame, send it back up to God's source to transmute it. Go ahead and open your eyes. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And that's what I have for today. If you enjoyed this podcast, but you feel like you need a little bit more accountability, then I have a membership group. It's $9.99 a month. We meet twice a month on Tuesdays and do Tuesday tea, where we have topics or they ask questions. We also have Mondays where I do a message for the group, and Wednesdays you post what you want healing sent to, and I send it to you on Wednesdays. There's a great group of people in there. They're all going through the same thing as you, so you have that accountability to help keep you on track, because you listen to the videos or the podcasts and you get on down the road and they sound great at first, but then you forget. So this gives the accountability to keep you on track, and we'd love to have you in there. We have a great time and we help each other out. So all of the information is in the description below, and we'd love to have you in there. So that's what I've got for today. Go do something you love, something that lifts you up, brings you joy. Do at least one thing every day that brings you joy, that you love to do. And then do one thing every day of self-care. Drink tea, Epsom salt bath, pray, meditate. Do at least one of those every day. And then look for the good in everything. And when you see something in someone, say it to them. Lift them up and lift yourself up. And finally, write 10 things you're grateful for. Do these things every day, and I promise you, you are going to see a difference in your life. That's all I have for today. Have a great day. I love you all, and I will see you next week.